Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel and today it's another Tag Tuesday, or it's going to be, I apologize in advance if there's any noise going on in my house. It's a Sunday, late morning on a Sunday. It's very warm outside. There's people moving around, people doing things outside. It might be noisy. Cats and dogs. Just have to deal with this while I try to do this tag. So today I'm going to be doing the Sod's Law tag. I was tagged in this by Gavin at Genre Books, and this tag was originally created by Duncan at Back Away from the Donkey. Sod's Law is, apparently, I had to sort of Google this, Sod's Law is basically the British equivalent of Murphy's Law. We call it Murphy's Law here in the US, but apparently it's Sod's Law in the UK because we have to have slightly different idioms from our UK brethren and sistren. So basically Sod's Law or Murphy's Law is more or less the same thing. It's anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And of course the corollary to that is that it will almost certainly go wrong at the worst possible time. So this is a little bit of a tag about the missteps, the bad moves, the problems that can pop up on Booktube and as a reader. So these are some fun questions here. So the first question is, or the first prompt is, the video you spend the most time on and are most proud of is likely to get the least views. Name that video. I don't know that I have like one specific video like that, but in general, I know my book review videos, the videos where I specifically review like a single book or a single series, those always get the lowest views of all my videos. 100%. Like the general idea on Booktube, of course, is that a book review video always gets the least amount of views, and that is, yes, in my experience, that is very true. My book review videos are absolutely the least viewed videos on my channel by a long mile. I'm not going to stop doing them because I like to review a book once in a while just as its own standalone thing, but yes, that is how that goes usually. The second prompt is the video that you had the most disasters putting together. Honestly, those videos you probably cannot watch on my channel because they don't exist. The videos that I have the most problems with, I tend to just give up on. I have at least one or two videos where I recorded or thought I recorded an entire video, and it turns out that didn't happen, or something bugged out with my phone, or I don't know, and they just got lost. So there have been there's at least one video that like I thought I made that video, it didn't get recorded, and I just kind of was like, well, I'm not doing that again. So I gave up on it. So that's true. But also any video on my channel where you see a lot of cuts and a lot of edits, guarantee you it's a video I had trouble with. It's a video that I had trouble doing in one take, usually either because I myself I have bad sinus problems sometimes and allergy problems, and sometimes I have to stop frequently in order to like cough or blow my nose or sniffle or whatever, and I try to cut those out when I have that happen. And this is the thing that happens the most often is, again, like all the sort of ambient noise that goes on makes me sort of have to redo things, and then I cut stuff and make lots more edits because there's just lots of stuff happening in my house and it's noisy and I get frustrated, and then I stop recording or whatever, and I have to make cuts. So yeah, any video you see on my channel that has a lot of cuts and a lot of edits in it, guarantee you it's a video I had trouble with. The third prompt, in opposition to prompt 1, the video you threw together off the cuff with minimal work is the one that gets the most views. Name that video. My 2025 Our Fantasy Bingo Board video. I don't know why that has so many views. It was such a shoddy video. I didn't even have titles for all of the prompts picked out when I made that video. There's like several prompts where I'm just like, I'll figure that out. I'll get to it. I don't care. I don't have anything for it. It was such, like, I did basically no prep work for that video, and it has way more views than I think it should have. I don't know how that happened. Prompt number 4, don't believe the hype. The book you were really excited for and looking forward to that was a letdown for you. Honestly, it's hard for me to think of books like that. The only one I can think of in the past few years has been The Magicians by Lev Grossman. I really didn't like that book. It came very highly recommended by a lot of people. It was blurbed by George R.R. Martin, which I know George R.R. Martin blurbs a lot of books, so that's not really any indication of quality, but you know, it was generally well received, I thought. Even had a TV show made based on it. And so I read the book and I was like, this is really bad. Like, why does anybody like this? The protagonist is completely insufferable. The writing is mediocre at best and occasionally offensive. Yeah, I did not like that book at all, and no, I still can't understand why anybody likes it. I don't know what's going on there. It's complete like disconnect between like the popularity of the book and like the actual quality of the book itself. I don't understand. Prompt 5, the book you're excited to read, but every time you try to read it, something happens and you end up reading something else instead. I don't know that there's a specific book that I do this. There's several books that, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I need to get to that book soon. And then it's another month later and I still haven't gotten to it, and the weeks pass and I still haven't gotten to it. You know, like my Terry Pratchett reading is quite slow for this reason. My reading of the History of Middle-earth is pretty slow for this reason as well, because it's like, yeah, I want to read those books. I have them sitting on my shelf. I can grab them at any time. It's just that other books just seem to be always taking higher priority. And so it just takes me a while to get to the next one in those series. You know, I'm not worried about it. I'll get to them all eventually, but yeah, those kind of tend to fall by the wayside pretty consistently. In favor of other books that I'm prioritizing for, you know, because I'm doing a readathon or an event, or there's just something else that I want to read more, or a library hold comes in, or, you know, something else goes on, and I end up putting them off. Prompt 6, a Booktube event you keep meaning to participate in, but events or other circumstances mean you never do. I don't know that there's one specific thing that I'd like to try but haven't been able to. There's a number of events that go on regularly that I would theoretically like to participate in, but I just kind of have a hard time doing more themed reading, I think, sometimes. So like I did a bit for Victober last year. I tried to combine, you know, Victober with my wanting to read more like spooky atmospheric things. I ended up reading The Turn of the Screw last October, which was great. But you know, I don't know. I definitely want to do more smaller, sort of shorter term events going forward, but I want to be careful about which ones I pick, because I am such a mood reader and I don't want to commit myself to something that's going to be too much to me or is going to suddenly feel like an obligation. So stay tuned for that. Prompt 7, a book you've ended up with multiple copies of because you didn't think you had it. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. I don't think I've ever accidentally purchased multiple copies of the same book that I know of. There are a few books that I own multiple copies of, but that's not usually accidental. It's usually because I want to, you know, it's like I have this old cheap copy of this book, but I want to get a newer, nicer edition of the book that looks nice on my shelf or whatever. Like I have two complete works of William Shakespeare here. I have the Yale complete works, which I have. It's basically, here, I'll even show them to you. I like this one because it's pretty, right? This is like the one that looks really nice on my shelf. It has the gold edged pages, it's faux leather, it has a portrait on the front, it looks really nice, it's very pretty, it has a signature on the back. And then I have no idea why I chose like the largest physical book to show you that I have multiple copies of. I also have the Norton Shakespeare, and this is more of a scholarly critical edition. It is also still very nice. Like, it looks very cool. I like the way it looks, and I think, I'm not going to take the dust jacket off of it, but I think the naked hardcover is also pretty nice looking. But this is more of a scholarly critical edition of the complete works that has commentary and stuff in it. And so this is more of a, like, yeah, it's more of a scholarly edition. So yeah, that's, you know, that's kind of how I roll sometimes. And, you know, like, I have 2 copies of Jane Eyre. I have the one that I've had since I was like 13, which is a cheap mass market paperback. And then I have a nicer one that I just recently purchased in the Penguin Deluxe Edition or whatever. That's really, that's prettier and has a nicer cover that I like better. And again, it's just a reading copy and like a copy that looks nice on the shelf. So, but I don't know that I've ever accidentally purchased a book that I already own. I've been given gifts of books that I already own that people didn't realize I already owned. That's happened. But I've never purchased myself the same book twice, accidentally. Not accidentally. Prompt 8. The video you've been trying to get together for the longest time that you just never get around to because of events or circumstances. Well, this hasn't been going on for a super long time, but I have been thinking about for a while, as I've said in previous videos, I've been thinking about starting a new personal reading project of reading some more classic fantasy, like mostly pre-Tolkien fantasy, or at least like pre-1950s fantasy. And I want to do a video about that, but I need to do a lot more research, and I need to put a list together, and basically doing it requires a fair amount of work, and I've been very piecemeal about it, so it's taking me a while to get this stuff together to actually do that video and talk about it in a coherent way. So that's probably what I'll say for that prompt. Prompt 9, the book you keep trying to buy but is never around, or other things thwart your ability to buy it. I don't know. I suppose there's a few books that I kind of like when I'm out shopping at my local used bookstores. There are a few titles and authors that I kind of look for when I'm out and about, and I haven't really found them yet. But I don't know that there's anything really specific that I'm like, oh yes, I want to buy it, but I can't ever find it. Or, you know, there's some books that or specific, maybe specific editions of certain books that I maybe would like to own, but maybe can't quite justify the cost. Recently, there was published a new an edition of all of Tolkien's poetry in a really pretty edition. I think it's like 2 or 3 volumes, really beautiful. I would love to have it. It's very expensive. I haven't purchased it. It's too expensive. I have to, it's something I have to like put some thought into, put a little savings behind, or like maybe ask for it as a gift if I have the guts to ask for it as a gift. Something like that, you know, no money to buy. I can't justify the expense of something that pricey for just one thing, essentially. Yeah. And that's it. The last prompt is to tag a few people. I'll see if I'll think about tagging a few people in the description. As always, if I tag you, you know, you don't have to feel obligated to do it, but you can do it if you want. And of course, even if I don't tag you and you want to do this tag, feel free to do so. That's what I got today. That was the Sod's Law tag. Again, that was created by Duncan at Back Away from the Donkey, and I was tagged by Gavin at Genre Books, both very fun channels that I watch a lot. Thanks, guys, for the tag. And yeah, that's all I got for today. Next week, I'll probably be doing another tag, try to do another tag for Tag Tuesday again next week. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.